Hello, I am Archivist Saren, and welcome to my study. And today, we are going to be playing something that I've been waiting and wanting to play on stream for a significant amount of time, which would be some Turtle WoW. Now, Turtle WoW is one of those things that I have a lot of opinions on. First of all, a lot of opinions on Turtle WoW. And sadly, it is not allowed on Twitch. And as I have said, it is pretty much one of the main reasons why I switched to YouTube, is because I wanted to be able to stream this, because I play it a lot. Not a lot, but, you know, as you can see, I don't have like 50 max level characters, so I obviously don't play it a lot, but I do get into moods where I play this game for quite a while on end, and it definitely helps to be able to stream it, because why play for like 50 hours when I can't even stream a minute of it? It's very unfortunate. So obviously we're not starting from zero, even though this is part one. As I said, I've been playing this for quite a long while before being able to stream it. But let me take you through a tour of my characters first and foremost. So these are all the ones on Ambershire. We'll get into that in a minute. Then there's Nordinar, the server I started on, because this was the only one that existed earlier. So here we have mainly, this was my hardcore realm. So I would always play hardcore on this server because they have a built-in hardcore mode, which is opt-in, which is very nice. And over here is my level 56 hardcore hunter. I'm not going to log them in because I don't remember how to play, and I feel like I'll just die if I log in and just accidentally get swarmed by enemies that I don't remember what I'm doing on them. So we're just going to leave that be. But, you know, level 56 hardcore character, pretty cool. I'll get back to them and finish it up eventually. It's just, once you hit that level, it's like, it gets so hard to level. But back to Ambershire, you know, there's a lot of other characters here. I think they're almost all hardcore on here. I used to have a warrior, but they died. So, unfortunate. And then, my dad started, did I switch the server? I did not. There we go. Hopefully it loads decently. But yeah, my dad started playing on here. He was always very hesitant to play on private servers, which I understand. I feel that. But yeah, it looks like it does not like me switching back and forth between the servers. Let me let me go back out. I don't want to be on stream for it, just because I need to, you know, look at my username and everything, and there we go. We're back. There we are. But yeah, my dad was very hesitant to play on any private servers, whether that be World of Warcraft or Ashram's Call. But I convinced him to try out Turtle WoW, and he really liked it during the time that he played it. I think he's still playing it somewhere. He's kind of doing a mix of both, because Burning Crusade Classic just came out on official, so he's been playing that. He's also been playing this with me on the side, which is a really nice option because I'm not very wealthy, so I can't really justify, you know, shilling out money to Blizzard for being able to play WoW with my parents. So this is a much cheaper alternative where we can still play WoW together and I don't have to give money to them, you know. But yeah, then on here we have a 33 Warlock, which is one of the main characters. I think these two are my main two characters here. This is my dagger warrior. I was gonna say dagger rogue, but most rogues are dagger rogues. I mean, I guess you got combat, but who knows? Anyway, it's actually kind of a really good build, surprisingly, because the fast attack speed, they're fury, as you can tell by the double weapons, and I basically just leaned entirely into lifesteal and attack speed, and crit chance. So they have high agility. They're pretty much a rogue that wears mail. That's what it is. So I crit a lot, and it's so kind of frustrating, honestly, because with them, it's either I get like top damage in a dungeon if I get a bunch of crits, or I get bottom damage if I get no crits. And it always jumps between the two of those. But against bosses, they are amazing because, you know, you just pop all your cooldowns and just get super huge damage boosts. It's amazing. I need to play them more. They're at 51. Most of the characters on here are normie characters, so not hardcore, because that's why I brought up my dad playing the game, is that they don't play hardcore. So I started making characters on Ambershire with them, and then I just kind of made a whole setup of normie characters on here. The other server's still my hardcore one, but here's where all the normal characters are. But aside from Strathalar, all of my characters on here are slow and steady, which is like hardcore light. So today we're going to be playing the Warlock, because I want to level up the Warlock at, you know, at least to where this character is. Hopefully I can get this character up to 60, but once again, once you hit 50, not only do the dungeon queues really start slowing down, and I love doing dungeons, but also it's just leveling in general gets a lot harder. So we're gonna play New Madeira here, which you may notice a lot of my characters are named after Asheron's Call NPCs and lore characters. That's just how I do, as it's kind of something I got into the habit of. But here we are on Baylor. I know a lot of people cover the chat when they stream WoW. I'm not 100% sure why that is. I assume it's in case people just message you saying weird stuff, but I'm not monetized anyway, so they can say whatever the heck they want. I don't care. Also, I'm not really a big enough streamer for anyone to bother, I'm sure. So do we want Succubus or Voidwalker? That's always the biggest thing. But anyway, here we are on Baylor. That's this island here, which doesn't exist in, you know, World of Blizzcraft. And yeah, so if you've never played on Turtle WoW before, there's a lot of changes. There's a lot of differences, a lot of custom content, which I very much like, because they closed a lot of the leveling gaps. You know, like how you would normally have no alternative to Stranglethorn, where at some point you have to go through Stranglethorn and do all your quests there, or else you're just not going to get through that level range without a bunch of dungeons. But now you have things like Baylor and Northwind kind of in that low Stranglethorn region, and then higher up you get like the Grim Reaches, or this is about the same level as well. What else did they have? Scarlet Enclave. I still don't know what you do here. I've never gone there before, but it's new, so there's that. There's a lot of cool stuff they added. Same with these two, but they're higher level. So yeah, lots of fun being on Turtle WoW here. A lot of new quests, a lot of new stuff, such as Baylor. You know, completely custom zone. Day before yesterday, just ran my Warlock over here so we can start doing the quests. Because what our goal is this dungeon, Stormrot Castle. Because if you look over here, I have a mod that shows you the loot tables of all the bosses in all the dungeons, which is very useful because the wiki is not exactly up to date on Turtle WoW. So it's nice to have a little atlas, as it is called, to be able to see everything you can get from stuff. But for my wish list here in Stormrot Ruins, we need, well, maybe not need, but we want all of this. At least most of it. I only need 4 pieces of the set, technically. So the robe, the belt, the mantle, and then there's, I think the gloves are a recipe that you can find. What the heck are they fighting in town? No, it's just a Murloc. Okay. So yeah, you can find the recipe in the dungeon, which I don't have leatherworking, so well, I do have tailoring. Yeah, I could actually make those. if I really wanted to. I think they're kind of expensive to make. And let's check what the drop rate is. I think it's like point something percent. It's like tiny, well, not that small. Let's see what it is. 6%. Pretty dang small. Yeah, that is not an easy thing to get. But look at those gloves. 5 stamina, 5 intellect, increased shadow damage by 14, and 1% lifesteal. That is like best in slot for me. So we like that. We like all the Storm Reaver gear. That's why I want at least 4 pieces of it. Because if you look at the set bonus, 2 pieces increases your chance to hit with spells by 1%, which is huge. I cast a lot of spells. The next one is just increased spell damage by 18, which is also huge. The 6 set bonus I don't think is that useful. It might be. That might build up, especially because it's shadow damage. Huh. Because the doomed will arrive instantly and deal 20% more damage. Never mind, we need all 6 pieces. I didn't read that second part the first time. Because, yeah, if it was just, you know, after 5 seconds deal 100 damage, I'd be like, meh, that's not a huge amount. But, yeah, if dealing any shadow damage to them causes it to arrive instantly and deal 20% more damage, that would be huge. My only issue is some of these aren't, like, the best. Like, the hood being 3 int. Not the best base stats. I really like stamina in gear. But, yeah, I guess we're needing the whole set. As you can see with our gear right now, stamina in. So as you can see, we have, I've gone through like every dungeon so far and tried to get the best of the best stuff out of them. So like this is shadow spell damage in general, Seal of Rin, Shadow Forge die made by my other character, lifesteal and intellect. But yeah, stamina int, shadow damage, spirit int. I wish it was stamina int, but you know. But that's mainly how we do, because you want the stamina for your, where is it? I haven't played this character in a while, so it is gonna be clunky until I remember how this character works. Where is my blood tap? I don't even remember what it looks like, so I'm just kind of going blind here. It's gotta be on something accessible, right? Siphon life, where? Oh, life tap, there it is. On 3, okay. Man, this is gonna go great, isn't it? Because I do not remember how to play this character at all. It hasn't even been that long. I just forget things. But yeah, I do remember what thing was that? I'm Affliction, because I like Affliction Warlocks. I know people have, is there another quest in here that I'm missing? I swear yeah, I am. Is the person in the tent? Of course it is. The person in the tent always gets me. But I saw like that tiny bit of yellow exclamation mark hiding behind those. It's like a... Have you ever played on the Nintendo DS? They have the Mario games with the mini games on the DS. And then there's that one where there's like all the faces of the Mario universe characters, and you need to find the one that they want you to find in the big sea of moving faces. It was like that. I was just like, I see 1 pixel of yellow. I know there's something there. So let's see. We have a turtle mount. It doesn't help a lot, but something. I think it's like 10% movement speed or something like that. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Affliction. So we have this. Yeah, so Curse of Agony can be used alongside other curses. Curse of Recklessness, Shadows, or Elements. Also afflicts them with Curse of Agony. Okay, so that's why I have... What do I have? Curse of Recklessness, Rain of Fire. Curse of Agony is on C. Have I just been... I think I switched these two around depending on what I'm doing. Because this does increase their attack power. Does armor actually... Armor doesn't help me. Armor doesn't... Because I'm a spellcaster, I don't get blocked by armor, so I don't need to Curse of Recklessness them. Or was it Curse of Elements? Right, I just got this last level, I think. And that's one of the ones here, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm waiting for Curse of Shadows, if I remember correctly. Because Curse of Shadows makes it so they actually take more damage from my spells. Curse of Elements is just... eh. Doesn't really do a whole lot for me. I mean, fire damage, I guess, I have a little bit of. So yeah, we're a little above the level of the place, which is the perfect state to be in. Let's use these Murlocs as some punching bags to figure out how the character works again. And I guess Voidwalker just to be safe. I also remember that when I was leaving Stormwind a couple days ago, when I was setting up the character here for the stream, I remembered that I wanted to check. Yeah, they only have Torment rank 1. I should have checked while I was in town and made sure they had an up-to-date rank of Taunt. Because I don't use the Voidwalker that often. Where are you going? Alright. You don't know how to reach them. Dang Voidwalkers, man. So high maintenance. Alright, we're on ground now. Attack it. Okay. We have one of this, one of these, some of that, and then wand. Right? Is that how we do things? I don't remember at all. You just put dots on and hope for the best. That's all I know. All in all, that worked fine. This character's done a lot of dungeons. They're kind of a dungeon-built character. Not so much built for solo play, but as everyone in classic WoW knows, you can't really level a character simply through dungeons. I mean, I guess you could, but it would be a lot more difficult. You'd be waiting for groups for a while. I also remember that I don't usually put on Immolate. It's just not very efficient for... At least, maybe I got a higher rank of it? I don't know. Man, but I'm also not used to having the Voidwalker out in general. And here's some people waiting for the dungeon. Because that's the secondary entrance to the dungeon. But that dungeon is what I have been waiting for my character's entire life. Because that place has so many good Warlock items. It is just absolutely dripping with spirit, or stamina intellect. Not spirit. Why do I keep saying spirit? I play too many priests. But yeah, stamina intellect. That's what we love. But yeah, pretty chill, you know, way of killing things so far. I think normally I go with the succubus, but you know, this guy's just a bit tankier and holds aggro a little better. Not that it needs to. I have a lot of life steal. And I can get even more. It gets pretty insane, the stuff you can do with this. Like, I think I just recently got this. Yeah, the Fell Stone. If I made a Fell Stone... That's the wrong button. Alright. I also remember I need to collect soul shards. What is this you have? Infected bite. How did you get infected? You are literally a ball of void magic. How does that happen? But alright, you know, whatever floats your boat, Mr. Magic Man. So we could try. Also, I do have a herbalism, but I don't know if I'm actually going to be bothering with that right now on stream. Because, you know, it's probably easier just to farm it later. PvP guy. So, once again, for anyone who's not familiar with the server, the two factions are not inherently at war with each other. So, I guess that's kind of like a PvP server. But, like, this guy has PvP enabled. I could turn on PvP and go have a Warlock duel with him. But I don't do that kind of thing. And yeah, so you can like team up with the other faction and everything like that. It's quite handy. But let me actually try using the succubus, because I remember she's much higher damage, and I think I invested a lot more into training her skills. And we're also going to create a fell stone, so I can go full drain tank on this. Okay. Ooh, and I also need one of this, and one of this. Health restore this way will also heal your active demon. That is very nice. I am low on mana. Well, let's drain some health here. We want to pull this guy back, I think. Get frozen in midair because I'm just cool like that. Alright, we can just kind of tank through that. Takes more mana. But we are kind of invincible in a 1v1 against enemies my level. So let's start with a siphon. Hit you with one of that. I should have sent my pet in. There's a learning curve, okay? I'm getting back into it. Man, I just get spam healing from all my freaking dots on the target. Because not only does my siphon life give me heal over time from the enemy, but all my dots are doing damage, which causes the life steal to act in. Man, and we do have the quest for here, right? Yeah, we do. It's just nobody's dropped anything yet. Actually, with my lifesteal in the state that it's in, I don't think I need to do drain life unless I'm, like, in dire straits. Ooh, and then I should make a health thing. I am high. You are very right there. Let's make a health stone. Just in case things go horribly, horribly, horribly wrong. Okay, pull you back a bit. Send in the pet. And then I am going to do one of this to get some mana back. Also known as health. I do want to maximize my life steal, because if I can get that going and really just pump up those numbers, then we are going to be invincible. We're going to have infinite mana, infinite health. I like that she keeps the aggro for like the first little bit for me to get situated, and then, you know, I can take the attacks later, which is very convenient for me. Because I am right now at like a very tenuous standstill with my mana. We want to do one of this, grab our health back. But this takes so much mana as well. Stop lazing about over there, Brula. Come on. Entangling roots is no excuse. Let's hope we don't get more than one here. Okay, let me get some mana back while she's tanking. Get some health back. It's all about managing your bars. Just like being a mage in Ashron Skull. We only have 2 of the spores. That's great. But it's good, you know, practice. Oh, we got 2 on us now. That's fine, just focus down the one, send you on the other. Put some dots on you while you're getting distracted. Heal me up. Hopefully also taking aggro off of you, thank you. It's a pain to have to resummon them. There we are. Yeah, so me being very rusty makes it so we don't have a very huge margin of error here. And they keep poisoning me, which is not fun for me. because I need all my resources. Man, but that is just so much healing. But you know, this isn't even my final form. I need still about 10 levels, I think, before I will get to the point that my build is like anywhere near complete. But yeah, as you can see, she is healing from our dots and stuff, but just not enough to outweigh the damage being done to her. But I do need to try to use my wand more to save mana. I'm not one of those warlocks that'll just life tap down to 0 and then be like, healer, deal with it. Because I hate those warlocks. As someone who usually mains a healer, oh boy, it is annoying. Especially in hardcore, like, you know how much of a mad lad you have to be? Ooh. Owl, and it's leather. You know how much of a mad lad you have to be playing hardcore and then to life tap yourself pretty much down to 0 just because you want some extra DPS? Like, it is insanity. And then you're putting that stress and responsibility onto the healer, and it's like, that's just not fair. Ooh, you know what I should have done earlier with the other guy? I totally should have, like, multi-dotted when I had 2 guys on me. Because that means I get double the healing. And that would be real good. But yes, add-ons wise, as I showed, I have the Atlas. I need to move this down a bit so it's not getting interrupted by my buffs or debuffs. Yeah, I have the Loot Atlas. I have damage meter, which is also a healing meter. Technically, if I switch the things around. I have Puppeteer, that's this. It's basically Healbot, but better in, like, most ways. Ooh, and you know what we can also do? Just because this is a cool spell, I want to use Soulfire. It's such a cool spell. It's like Pyroblast, but for warlocks. It's like... Did I actually do any damage? It might have missed. I didn't look. I can just look here. Yeah, it doesn't say it did any damage. Unfortunate. But yeah, it takes, 30-second cooldown, 6-second cast, and it takes a soul shard to cast. So it's one of the big ones. It's really nice if you can manage to shoot it off right before a big boss fight in a dungeon. Yeah, you're not leaving. Let me just do some tapping. I think we end up with less mana by the end than when we started. Alright, and this is not exactly a boss enemy, so I shouldn't have any issue here. Hopefully. Let's try that Soulfire again. Send you in early. There we go, 500 damage. That's more like it. Yeah, I think did a lot of damage, but aside from that, no biggie. I actually also realized that I never really looked at my output on the stream thing, so hopefully everything is sized correctly and in place. It looks like it is. But I never double checked because I don't know. I've streamed WoW before. I assumed it was just already set up, but I've never streamed on Turtle, so because Twitch was not a fan. All right, get you out of here. Thank you. my dagger skills like? Does it matter? Are you gonna shoot him? Probably not. I always try my best not to, you know, steal kills from people. Because I think I do it too much, though. Where I am sitting there contemplating, like, is that person wanting to attack this? Or should I? Or what are they doing? What am I doing? How are we gonna do this? Where'd they go? Oh, hello. I'm just gonna leave, actually. You know, sorry, Brula. Sucks to be you, but there's 2 enemies in there. And I could probably beat them. I mean, you saw how long Brula survived, but, we're just not gonna bother with it. Ain't taking no risks, especially not in a cave. You know how caves are in these games. Oh, we use Soulfire too many times. Oh, good. Alright, but we still need 2 more enriched spores, so we're gonna do that. I assume the reason there were 2 on her is that either she bugged out in a wall or something, and it caused the 2 enemies to, like, converge. Or they just, you know, spawned on top of her, which happens quite often. Give me your soul, plant man. No, we're not gonna ask why plant people have souls. Besides the point, I think. But yeah, I try to never go below half health when using life tap. Just for safety's sake. But you know, it's kind of crazy trying to level as a normie with slow and steady. Because it's people don't understand it. People don't, like, realize that death matters still, even when you're not hardcore. Because with slow and steady, you lose 5% of your current level when you die. So that would be like, it's about 1 quest's worth at your current level of XP, which it sucks. And as you get higher level, it gets more punishing because quests give a lower percentage of your health or your XP bar than when you're lower level. So losing 5% might end up being like 2 quests, like where my warrior's at. It's about like 1.5 to 2 quests worth of XP every time they die, which is really sucky, especially in a situation where you don't make much XP from enemies and the number of quests you have available to do in the game are limited. So it's a very, very sucky situation. But when you're going into dungeons, first of all, usually, unless you die like 5+ times, the amount of XP from a dungeon outweighs the XP that you lose when you die. But that isn't always the case. I have actually had net negative dungeons where I'll leave it lower level than I entered it. On line of sight, what do you mean? You're right there. I don't know what you're talking about there, game. Just give me your spore. Thank you. I just had to ask nicely, I guess. Get me out of here. I hate caves. Hate them so much. Oh, good. We're gonna go with one of these, actually. Because I wanted to kill him before this guy showed up, but I guess it's too late now. Just finish this guy off. Send you against that guy. Hit you with one of these. Kill you nice and fast. There we are. Hopefully none of the guys outside pull. We're so close to freedom. I should have done some life taps. Bit too late now, but I'm still gonna do it. Not efficient at all. What am I doing with my life? I don't know. Hey, life root. They might pull together, but that's probably fine. You think you'd fear these? Probably not, right? More life tap. More life suck. Very good. Hopefully, eventually, this character will go for full drain tank build. Right now, they're only like half drain tank build. I only have some lifesteal gear. But someday, I tell you what, it's gonna be magnificent. Because I still need to get, what else do I need? Oh yeah, this helps a lot because Drain Life is a shadow spell. So this increasing the damage dealt or life drained by your shadow spells by up to 10% will be huge. Dark Harvest is going to be great for dungeons. I love this thing once I get it eventually. Where are we going next? Up this way. There's also quests here, which I should probably grab. Alright, well, we're gonna go the long way around. It's the whole thing. It's a long run with a lot of birds. I hope you're ready for that. But... Hi, shaman guy running away from 2 imps. But yeah, still some significant improvements that can be made to the drain tank build. I need more shadow damage buffs and more percent lifesteal buffs, and I need this and probably this, but that doesn't help with draining much. And then we should be ready? Yeah, we already have the not losing concentration thing, which we still get knocked back quite a bit. Which is unfortunate, but what are you gonna do about it? It's a 70% chance. I'm the one getting unlucky. So that'll be great. And then ultimately at level 40 I'll get Grim Harvest, which will be great. And then past that, I will normally you would think that you would be going into like destruction, maybe getting better shadow bolts to pair with maybe this for you know, clear casting and all that. More shadow bolt and immolate, you know, you'd think you'd be boosting this stuff up, but instead what I'm gonna do is I don't know how many warlocks do this on this server. It's a build that I think can only be done on this server, but yeah, so I'm going demonology just for 11 points exactly, because if you go into here, first of all, you get 3 points in this, which will increase all damage done by 6% without a demon being out, which it's pretty strong. I need to kill these guys. Get 'em, Barula. Anywho, shouldn't be a big issue. But yeah, 6% more damage without a demon. And then you get increased total stamina, which is amazing for us, because that means we'll get more life tap and, you know, more leeway on our drain tanking, which is always a nice thing to have. And then I might go with this. I don't remember. We definitely want the demonic Aegis, because this not only increases the amount of armor you get from it, but also the amount of HP 5 you get from it, which is huge for drain tanking. You want to have as much passive regen as you can get. So that is going to be huge. And then the big one is demonic sacrifice. That's why you get this. That's why I'm in this tree in the first place. Is you get demonic sacrifice. And then as you can see here, I can't use my mouse to point or else it stops the thing, but imp, if you had the imp and you sacrificed it, you get 4% increased spell damage, which would be amazing in situations where you don't need a lot of mana. But I think it's actually outweighed by either you can go for Voidwalker and get 3% of your total health every 4 seconds, which ended up when I tried it when I was lower level, I tried building for this first, but realized that then I'd be way behind in Affliction, and it just I switched fully over to Affliction first. But yeah, it ended up being like a lower level variant of Renew that's just on you all the time. It was healing for like, well, like 10 to 20 health during the time that I had it, and that's every few seconds, so not an insignificant amount of healing over the course of a fight, and passive healing in between fights, so you don't need as much time recovering, which helps in dungeons. But what's even better than that is once I have this now, I'll be able to use the Fell Hunter variant for it, which restores 3% of total mana every 4 seconds. Which, think about it, if, 20 levels ago, not 20 levels ago, probably like 10 to 15 levels ago, I was already getting a decent amount of health regen from the Voidwalker boon. How much mana would I be recovering per second from that alone from the Fell Hunter thing? Because I have 2.5 times the mana. So I'd be getting 2.5 times that bonus in mana directly, so I don't even need to life tap for it. And I feel like that would be so overpowered in dungeons, because then you could just unload on enemies all your spells, just dot everything, not worry about mana for a single second, and you just recover. It just comes back to you. Like, that kind of passive regen of mana is just so good. I don't know if it'll actually increase my damage output by as much as a demon would, because in theory it would increase my damage by you have a sweep attack, don't you? You're not catching up that fast. Hopefully I can outrun you the whole way. What was I saying? Oh yeah, but if you have more mana, I don't like running out of mana. One of the reasons why I don't play mages very often. I don't like being just and so I always try to hold back if I know a fight or a certain way of fighting is going to make me run out of mana quickly. I just don't. And so I usually will hold back my DPS in order to have consistency. And I actually need to kill the birds now because they give the essences, but it's fine. We don't care. But yeah, with the mana regen, I might be able to fully just let loose and spam all my spells. Why is there a triangle of water missing? Okay. I thought it was a little thing of land that I could walk on to get some extra distance across the river, but then I just went right in the water and I was very confused. Anyway, dying woman. She wants a doll. That quest is kinda good. It's fine. You need to go into this place and get a 20% drop chance, but it's not bad. So yeah. Hopefully everything goes to plan and my mana regen. That's what I'm trying to say. It's very difficult for me to play WoW and also think straight. Because, I don't know, I think my brain just gets too complacent when I play the game. Because I played it for so long in my life that it's like, I just kind of laze about. So we need to get up there without killing too much. But yes, mana regen. Hopefully it does well. I have high hopes for it. Ebos, how's it going? It has been some time. Good to see ya. Is there actually a quest in here? I guess there is. Okay, I need to go get that as well. I'm going up here to get these quests because there's a bunch of servants around these places, and there's the quest past this place. So this is the famed WoW. It is. This is better WoW actually, because it's the private server I play on. So they got a bunch of custom content and cool stuff that is better. It's going good. That's very good to hear. looks less intimidating. Yeah, I mean, even so, I'm starting at you're seeing me at level 33, so like halfway through the game, like levels wise, and I have a few add-ons, as you can see, so it is still a bit cluttered, but all in all, definitely not too much going on as opposed to like retail where, oh boy, they just have like 50 different add-ons. How am I? That is a very good question. How am I? I don't know. I'm doing all right. It's the original WoW thing? Yeah, this is WoW Classic. Or Turtle WoW is based off of WoW Classic, but then expanded upon. But yeah, luckily also on this character, the rotation is very simple. There's a lot of situational spells, but like, what I do, in case you are wondering at all, in any fight, is I apply Corruption, and then Siphon Life, and then Curse of the Elements, and that puts 3 different dots on the enemy. And then I just hit them with the wand until they're dead. Which, you know, this is the wand, it's just a toggle. And then if I'm ever running low on mana, I can use Life Tap to turn health into mana. So, it's pretty good.
Let's have some fun.
These are all real people? Well, I'm a real person, and all the people in chat are real people. These aren't. These are NPCs. Man, I would be an absolute PvP god if these were all real people. I was just, like, mowing them down like they were nothing. I wish. Friends of mine? I don't have any friends on here except for you, you know? But yeah, people in the chat are just... They're just random people on the server. Because, you know, it's a whole public thing. I do have some friends on the friends list here, but I haven't played this character in a while, so I doubt those people are still active and or in my level range still. Alright. Ghost people have quests for us.
Need help? Go with honor, friend.
My quest log is full. Okay. Good, good. Moonbrook Schoolhouse. I don't think I'm gonna be doing that anytime soon, and I think you just get that in there. Doomed Fleet. Thank you. And Duskwood Elites. I'm not gonna find someone who wants to do those with me. We're just gonna abandon them for now to make room. And then we still have Nomuragon quests that I need to finish up eventually. Ugh.
King's honor, friend.
Which actually, I kind of want the hat from Nomuragon, but I guess it doesn't matter. And this is our first Stormrock Castle quest.
Or the Alliance.
And there's the quest to kill all the servants we've already been killing. Thanks, guy. I don't know why they positioned him like that, where you have to fight through a bunch of people to get to him. And then he gives me a quest to fight all the people I just fought. It's like, come on, man. That's so inefficient. Yeah, most people have like a little block over the chat in WoW, but I don't think I care that much. Probably. I mean, I don't know why exactly they do it. Time doesn't need to line up. Yeah, haven't played in a long time. They do fall apart. Yeah, so the way it usually goes in WoW is if you do a dungeon with someone and you really like how they play and everything, then you can like add them to your friends list, which I'm not going to open right now because I don't know who's on there. But yeah, so then you add them to the friends list and it tells you whenever they're online. And then if you need like a DPS for a dungeon and you're like, oh yeah, there was this DPS I grouped up with like a while back, like a couple weeks ago for this dungeon, they were really good, I'll ask them if they're available. And then you can invite them to the dungeon too. So that's usually how these things work, unless you have like a pre-made group outside of the game. Okay, it's in there, it looks like. Can I get you away from the guy inside? Probably not, but we're gonna try. Don't do searing pain to me. That's rude. Yeah, searing pain Brula. She likes pain. She's a succubus, so, you know, she's probably like complete masochist. Got a lot of enemies. Are they all inside there? They are. Okay, so there's 2 enemies inside. I'm gonna reapply all my boofs. I really need to get more into the habit of getting more soul shards. I just keep forgetting. Okay. So here's the plan. We're gonna send Brula in and wish her good luck. And that's about it. Actually, we're gonna send you in to go and seduction this man. Did it work? You're not seductioning. There you go. I think it worked that time. Okay, didn't last long. So that's fine. Try it again. Thank you. Don't kill Brula, please. Thank you. Wow. 9 health. Not even close. Look at the buttons. It's not that many. You're overreacting. Like, I mean, as I said, I just have like the main 3: Corruption, Siphon Life, and Curse of the Elements, and then Life Tap, Wand, Lesser Health Stone, which was like a potion for me, and then up here we got Seduction and Soothing Kiss, which this like it reduces our threat, which makes it attack someone else. Seduction incapacitates the enemy for a bit. These are just like a toggle for the mode the pet is in, so they're on passive right now, so they never attack unless I tell them to. You know, it's not that many. It's just, you know, it's fine. Okay, and there's another thing in here. It looks to be in the barn. What is this letter? Bring the letter to its intended recipient. God, I don't know who that is. I don't know where this letter is at all. Looks to be in here. Ghostly Farmhand, huh? Oh, it's the one up there, isn't it? Oh, you have to parkour to it. Luckily, I am a parkour master. And by that, I mean I have done parkour in this game before and not died horribly at it. Brain must work differently than mine. I'm just used to it, you know? Once again, if you start at level 1, this character at level 1, let me see if I can remember. They have Shadow Bolt, which I literally have still rank 1 Shadow Bolt because I never use Shadow Bolt. But yeah, so you just start with Shadow Bolt and you run up to an enemy and you press Shadow Bolt, and then your character sits there and just goes woo, 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 and then shoots a bolt at them, and then I'm stuck on the barrel. There we go. And then you shoot the bolt at them. It does like 16 damage, and then you carry on with your day because then you've killed them because you do a bunch of damage with your spells, and then that's it. So at the beginning, it's easy, and then they introduce Immolate. So then you're like, oh, okay, you know, Immolate, it's a damage over time, so I should cast it first, and has a longer cast time, so you do Immolate and then spam Shadow Bolt, and you just kind of build it one little step at a time. You add one more spell to the rotation as you go. Oh, I don't have enough herbalism. And eventually you reach this point. Eventually you get, like, a couple spells every couple levels, and then, boom, you have a million spells on your bar. A lot of which are very situational. So, you know, I'm sure you would get it pretty quick if you just actually sat down and played it from level 1 instead of jumping in halfway through and not knowing what the heck is happening. Because, yeah, it's pretty jarring if you just jump straight to the end. It's kind of like me watching Void play Final Fantasy. I'm just like, what is all of this? Why are the... why was that attack so flashy and then it did like 0.5% of the enemy's health? What is happening? I can't get Goldthorn either. I'm way behind on my herbalism. Alright, so we need to get up there. What quest is that? I should go do that first. I was wanting to kill some undead down here, but this might have something to do with those undead, so I should get it first, just in case. So that's way over here. I should be on my mount. Not that it helps a ton. Get button overload syndrome pretty fast. I mean, yeah. Then you just need to play what has a really easy rotation? Mage, I think. I think when you're raiding as a mage, you just like spam Frostbolt or something and nothing else. Alright, I need these guys dead as well for the essence. Whatever it is, yeah, foul essences. Because, yeah, even in the late game, you know, sometimes you just have one button you press. Depends on your class. Like warriors. Sometimes on warriors, you don't even need to press buttons. You just run up to them and right-click them, and you do damage. That's my favorite part of my warrior. And then you get to see all the big crit numbers pop up, which is fun. But you'd probably not want a rogue. Rogues have a lot of buttons, and even I shy away from them quite a lot. Because it's like, I don't know how to do those rotations. Resist. Come on, man. So yeah, we go over here, and then there's somewhere by this tent or something, there's like a book or a note we need to interact with. I have done this zone quite a few times in the past. I think like thrice. So I kind of know what's happening and where I'm going. I could right click. Yeah, see? You could right click. It's easy as that. And you know, the cool thing about warriors is that they gain their thing. They don't have to like keep track of mana. They have a resource called rage, and it builds up while they attack. So you're just sitting there auto attacking them, you get rage, and then you just like spam the Q button, and it does your special attack to use up said rage, and you do 1,000,000 damage and get top of the damage meter. Easiest game of my life, but only as a warrior. Everyone else is a little bit more nuanced. I do really need to get back to my warrior though. I just don't know what I'm supposed to do next. I think I was waiting for a Maradon group on them for the longest time, and when it wasn't popping up, I was just like, you know what? I'll just go play my Warlock. They have things they need to do. Plus, I keep seeing people, like guilds in chat, just like, looking for one hunter and one warlock for our raiding group. And I'm like, I have a warlock. That could be me. And yet it isn't, because I haven't leveled them up yet. Shadowmoor Lake, where's that? Is that this? No. Where is the lake? Is this one of the ones that doesn't tell you where it is? I'm betting maybe it is. Unless that was it. Was that the one I got? Yeah, the last lines. Okay, yeah. So that's just the one where we need to go into the basement and get the key for the guy. That one's not tough. Let's kill more buzzards, because there's 1,000,000 of them up here. Queuing would be amazing. I mean, it's sometimes amazing, sometimes not. Because, you know, sometimes it just burns through all your rage immediately. And then you're sad because you can't press any more buttons. On my warrior, I do a bit more of complex stuff. Not that much more complex. I like my AoE. And I like, you know, hitting things very hard and very fast in a completely platonic way. Because that's why I use double daggers on the warrior, even though warriors usually use pretty much anything except daggers. But it helps, because when you're wanting as many critical strikes as possible, you just improve your attack speed and you just hit things a mile a minute. And then you get lots of crits, lots of rage. I mean, I was talking with this other person on my warrior. I always get really competitive on my warrior with other warriors, because I'm always sitting there trying to convince myself that my build is viable. Because I always try to do some, like, weird builds on my characters, like this character eventually going for the... Oh, I leveled up. When did that happen? How did I miss that? Anyway, like this character going for the whole no demon run, even though half of this character's entire thing is you have a demon to control. And with the warrior, it's just like, you go with daggers instead of all the normal weapons that everyone says you should use. Got reach on your warrior? I mean, I have just as much reach as anyone else, which is kind of nice, seeing as how I use daggers. But the AoE, like Whirlwind and Cleave, they have a certain range on them, which is actually pretty big, surprisingly.
First, we'll start with a little fire.
But that's the main reason why people usually don't go with daggers on warriors, is because all of your instant attacks, like Whirlwind, their damage is based off of your main hand's base damage. So if you have a low base damage main hand, like a dagger, it's not going to do as much damage in the long run. But the faster attack speed gives you more rage generation and more consistent rage, which also makes it so you can use the ability more often. So you get more spells off, but you don't do as much damage on any individual spell. Which, you know, it's a trade-off. I like it, though. But yeah, I should totally show off the warrior at some point. I mean, I'm playing the warlock today, but next time might be the warrior, because it's so good. So what do I want in this? I think I was going to go back and grab you, because now we have 25 and we can start down here next level. You know, Warlock is so, like, just comfortable for me in a way, because it's just like Hunter, essentially. You're just a hunter and a mage. If a hunter and a mage had a baby, that would be the Warlock. With that, he gains range. You know, if you wanted to play a paladin on here as well, they're also not... I mean, they're not that complicated. They could be much more. At least for, like, the first half of the game, your main skill is... It puts, like, a 30-second buff on yourself that makes it so your auto attacks hit harder. And so, that's why we call them the bonk class, is because that's basically what you do, is you just bonk things. Oh, the spiders can give essences as well. I probably should have just waited for them, shouldn't I? Whoops. I totally could have gotten, like, all of these. You know how many spiders we're gonna have to kill in here? I think a lot. So we're gonna do the spiders, then we're gonna come back and do this, if we can. And then we're gonna go back out to here and kill some undead. It's gonna be a day full of activities. How much inventory space? Ooh. We are hurting on inventory. We can delete some of this, like delicious cave mold. I don't think I need. Oracle. Is that a D&D class? Or is that a different game? I haven't actually played regular. I think the only time that I've ever played... No, I've played D&D twice. I think one time I was a ranger, the other time I was a paladin, which are like the two most generic classes to ever exist for like a first-time player, I'm pretty sure, you know. Just either archer or holy man of the light. So I don't have like a very seasoned knowledge of how D&D goes. Pathfinder, is that what the Rangers are called? I'm sure it wasn't just called Ranger. I don't know. Once again, I've only played it twice. I don't know these things. But apparently there are oracles. I know there are bards, which, you know, it's a classic. Everyone knows about the bards. I need to life tap a bit. I'm getting low on mana. Not corrosive poison. Oh no. Why are these so far down on my thing? Game is Pathfinder. It's like D&D. Okay. I was gonna say, it sounds D&D-esque, but it's amazing we know what to combine. There's combinations. I've never played a bard, so in any game, I don't think. I think I mainly just have never found the appeal of being just the music man. Even though they are powerful, they can be very strong. And to be fair, it is pretty cool that your attack is literally just mocking the enemy. But yeah, no. Also, I think I have played Baldur's Gate 3, which is roughly D&D. It's a type of D&D. Can you stop slowing me, please? Slowing poison is the worst. Yeah, we are running out of room fast, but that's fine. Do I just need the mandible? No, I need the enormous sack.
Let's get this party started.
No, he still got it to me through the wall. He's using hacks. Use some life taps. Make sure you get his attention first. Thank you. So you get the slowing poison and I don't have to deal with it. Based on D&D, yeah. I've played through part of that. Honestly, I don't even think I've gotten past the first act before. I mean, the first act is really long, to be fair, but I think there's like 3 whole acts, so I've done like 1/3 of the game, and I think it's the shortest third. So I need to get back to that and finish that game up. I think I just get too bogged down on grabbing every piece of loot I can and selling it. Because, you know, I get scared, you know, because it's a game that has limited loot in it. It only has so many pieces of gold that you can acquire throughout the whole game. So my brain is like, okay, I want to collect every item, every spoon, every fork, every plate, every painting, every jar, literally everything, so that I can sell it all for like 1 gold a piece and have infinite money. And, you know, that works amazingly, but it gets really tedious. That's probably why it takes me so long to actually make any progress in it. But someday I will. You know, you might like Hunter in WoW as well, because it depends on how you play, but it can be incredibly simple. The way I play Hunter is I literally just send the pet in, which, you know, either you can have it on aggressive and it'll just run in and attack things on its own, or I always put it on passive, so I have to hit Control 1 to send in the pet, like I just did there, which isn't too bad once you get used to it. So you just send the pet in, and then you just auto-attack. It's kind of like what I'm doing, except without the dots. You just send them in, and then hit Serpent Sting, and that starts your auto shot.
There. Now you're hot and bothered.
And then you're good. You just wait while you watch your character obliterate the enemy, because it never de-aggroes off your pet, and you can just sit back and shoot. Alright, there's the big boy. There's the one we need. Which is kind of weird that it's like a completely different type of spider. I know it's still green, but like this is like a Black Widow type spider, and that's a tarantula type spider. So I'm gonna just pull this thing. I don't think it's that tough. No, we still have our buffs. Interrupted? What do you mean interrupted? It's an instant spell. How do you interrupt an instant? Hello? Oh, I think I accidentally kept outranging it. I mean, it makes sense. You just play it to hang out with the chums. I have some characters on here that is kind of like that, where I basically just have them to play with my parents, because, you know, my dad plays on here every so often, and we had characters we were leveling, which we should get back to that. It's just I stopped wanting to play my paladin who was leveling with them, and they kept leveling their characters, so now we don't have any characters that are like consistently leveling together. It makes it harder to like group up if you don't have characters around the same level, but I should definitely get back to doing that, because it made it so we had a reason to like hang out every day. Inventory's full. What is this? 583. Get out of here, delicious cave mold. Nobody needs you anymore. But I guess we're gonna need to make a pit stop at a vendor, which maybe there's one up here. I'm gonna try it. If there isn't one up there, I'm gonna be mad, but it's fine. Yeah, and you can get like premium benefits, like having a mobile vendor, but I've never bought any of them on this server. I do have, hopefully this doesn't show anything. It doesn't. I do have some money in here because they give you free credits sometimes for like mistakes that the server itself makes. So just by me having been on the server for so long, I've seen a few of those things where they give me apology credits for them accidentally messing things up. And so I've been able to make some money that way. Plus, if you get a character to level 60 on slow and steady, you get a big influx of those points. And my master plan is basically to level up enough slow and steady people that I can then make one hardcore character that is just decked out with all of the best donation rewards. And then they'll be amazing. I mean, it doesn't actually help anything in-game wise, like fighting, but it makes it so you can have like a ton of inventory space, and, you know, because they give you, let me look at these real quick while we fight. Let's see, gameplay, yeah. So you can have 36 slot bags, which are immense. You can have mobile mail, you can change your redistribute your skill credits at will. Let's go and attack this guy. There's an auctioneer that you can access mobily, repair bot, which is also a vendor, and then these are like a mobile bank. And there's some other ones that I don't know exactly what they all do, but yeah, so you can get a lot of those things which are really useful, but none of them actually gives you like a gameplay advantage. But if I could just level up a bunch of slow and steady characters and then buy like 4 of these backpacks for a hardcore character, I would be so happy. And the reason why I do it on a hardcore character is any benefits of those that you get on a hardcore character is then refunded if that character dies. Whereas on a normal character, even if you delete them, you never get refunded for the points. So I would just have one hardcore character that keeps cycling those benefits over and over and over, so I can just keep leveling up infinite characters with that, with all of those amenities. It would be so nice. But that means I actually need to hit 60 on characters, so who knows when that's gonna happen. Oh, and I was distracted. My mana got real low. Let's throw some of that at it. I think we go like that, and then that. Just don't put the dots on, just the healing. That might make it a bit more mana efficient to do this. Though I don't know. Doing the drain life for mana efficiency is not... It's a bit of a tenuous thing. It doesn't always work. Rotting resident. I don't think I need you for anything. I'm just gonna run past you. Why are you guys even over here? I guess there's a house. What's that do for me? I'm gonna assume nothing. So yeah, we're gonna go up here and see if there's a vendor. Oh, I think actually taking the turtle. Let me get on land. I think taking the turtle actually increases my swim speed slightly. I don't know why, but I think it does. I'm gonna go see this area. If there isn't any, you know, vendor over here, then I'll just have to Hearthstone back to Stormwind and come back. Because my bags are so full. We need to... We honestly might want a Hearthstone at some point soon anyway, just to like put things like the citrine into the bank. But it's probably fine for now. Okay, I did spend my point here. I'm excited to start getting those things. Those boons. Don't aggro, please. Don't do it. Do not aggro. I just want to sell my stuff. Thank you. I totally thought they would aggro. Not gonna lie. Hello, does anyone buy things here? Let's say I have 19. Dead can't complain. That is a dungeon quest. I'm still gonna take it, but we need to get rid of some other quests now. Noble Brew, I can do that later. Stormrot Ruins quests. This is like right on the way, and I think this is in the Nomragon facility as well. So we can actually abandon both of these because they're right next to the dungeon if we ever want to do that. So that's 3 more spots. Hopefully that's enough. Do you buy?
Time is money, friend.
You do. Okay. There was nothing about you that said you would, but I was just grasping to a fragile hope that you would. Sharp claws, don't really need. Keeping all the plants, don't really need this. That, or this. Oh wait, we can just do sell gray items. I forgot they added that on this server. And then all the schmeat we don't really need. Large fangs we don't need. They're useful for, I think, rage potions, but Translate the letter of the embalmer. I think that's nothing. They always put these like quest items in your inventory. I was gonna say I know I have these somewhere. I need to not sell them. Yeah, quest items do that quite a bit, where they'll just be there and say this item is linked with a quest, and so you don't destroy it for like 10 years, and then eventually you look at it and it was like, this was from Duskwood and I have no quests from there. Why do I still have this? They just leave it in your inventory because they hate you. Alright, find a compass. Sure.
Yeah, what do you want?
Oh, the spare parts. Also bring a new Zeppelin motor from Marcus Schmaith in Booty Bay. That is a tough quest, but I guess we can do it. Maybe. It's really annoying. Because you need to like go over to the island, grab all the stuff, and then go all the way down to Booty Bay.
Have a good one.
I have enough space in my quest log. We're probably not gonna use it, but we'll try. Eradicate the local Makrura and Murlocs. Sure. I like annihilating wildlife. It's my third favorite hobby. Okay, so we have to go talk to the guy on the thing. He has more quests for me. We need to kill the Makura and the Murlocs. And then we need to go kill the undead. And luckily we got to sell, so we have some decent inventory space going on. That's very nice. And I've been able to get my mana back because we haven't fought things for a minute, which is also very nice. You have frost bolts. I don't appreciate that. It's gonna slow me down and hurt me greatly. Can you cease? Very rude with those frost bolts. I don't know why he does such a thing. Alright, so we need... How many of these do we need? Just need 13 more. Oh boy. That'll go quick, right? At least it's a 100% drop chance, so you know exactly how many of these guys you need to kill in order to finish the quest. It's not one of those ambiguous things. Oh, my buffs ran out. That's why we're having issues. I was like, where's all my life steal? Yeah, that makes sense. Let's put one of these on.
Being bad never felt so.
And then I need to make another one of those spell stones, but I really should. It's such a powerful boon. Not that. I keep pressing the wrong button there. Okay. Let's do one of these. And then one of these. You stack. Thank you. Okay. The Crittler. That's a great name.
Now
Crittle me this, Batman. Yeah, all those little green numbers add up over time. Very important to have that on. Alright, but that's all the Makura for here. Let's head out and away. We need to be on our turtle. Always forget that. Okay. And then We're gonna go get some Murloc stuff, some more Makrura stuff. We're gonna go, I guess, over here? Yeah, I guess we have to go over there. I remember that guy's kind of tough because he's tough to like get to. So we go over here. I want to clear out this place. Has a lot of Murlocs in it. Up here has the guy. It has a bunch of quests. Bunch of undead here. So much to do. Man, the Murlocs are actually going to be kind of scary. They like to gang up on you. But for now, we're swimming. This zone has a lot of swimming. But it's fine. We can just sit back and relax as we just auto-run our character to victory. Why are you almost dead? What happened to you, good sir? Was he underwater trying to fight stuff, or did he come from that? Oh, he was getting. He's still getting chased by the Murlocs. Okay, my man was trying to kill some Murlocs, and he got a bit obliterated by them. Had to swim away frantically. You see, that's what I'm saying. The Murlocs are scary. They gang up on you and they kill you, like that poor dude. And he's a Warlock too, so if he's getting beat up with the Voidwalker out, I'm definitely getting beat up with the friggin' succubus out here. But let's see. I think as long as I don't send my person in, we should be able to kill you without pulling anyone else. Oh, when you're not ranged. Usually hunters are ranged, but I'm not gonna complain. He just came right out to me, away from all his allies. It's very nice of him. So yeah, pretty weak individually. But once we pull like a bunch of them at once, you're gonna see. These guys get a bit spooky. It's like one of the classic ways to die in this game is just getting swarmed by Murloc. Oh, they're gonna be giving us all these clams, which, you know, bit of a gamble each time you open one. Ooh, are you guys all gonna pull? You're an oracle, so you're probably gonna stay at a range. Let me try something here. Can you, like, patrol away from them just so you're as far away as possible, please? No? You're okay, that's good enough, I guess. If I hit you with that, then you can't come over here. Tide Hunter was brought into it. We just focus them down one at a time. Probably should have got the Oracle first, but you know, it don't matter. We're fine. Man, that healing is just insane. I love it. Same thing with you. Put a dot on, run behind a shed. He can't see us, so he can't hit us with more spells. Though I don't even know if he might have just run up to us like an idiot, even though he could cast spells. Alright, just 10 more.
Now you talk.
That special guy there? No, it's just a hunter. He looked different than everyone else. Because yeah, you know, sometimes they're rare spawns, and you wanna capitalize on those rare spawns if you possibly can. Let's tap away some health here. Tide Hunter. You're not gonna be a problem, are you? Sure hope not. Just get more of that going. Get some of this going. Barula is holding surprisingly good aggro.
Touching you. There. Now you're hot and bothered.
You know, I'm really glad not only that my volume is decently low on the game, but also that I managed to not have to use an imp. Because the imp, about, I don't know, 1/10 of the time when you send him in to attack something, will go in and do a whole monologue about target on line of sight. Yeah, well, let's go up to them then. Go seduce that Warlock. Still not ready. Use it. What changed? It's mainly the pacing of the game. You know? Like here, as you can see, I'm running around, killing enemies, being careful not to pull like more than 1 or 2 at most. And in modern WoW, I'm pretty sure almost any player can run in and aggro like 10, 15 mobs and slaughter them all with big AoEs and giant numbers like, I just did 200,000 million quadrillion damage to that guy, and it did like 10% of his health because it's one of my normal AoE abilities that I can spam, you know? Everything's big, everything's flashy, everything has huge numbers and big groups of enemies and just kill everything so fast and speedy, and nobody wants to spend time leveling like a loser. We're just gonna get to max level instantly and do all our raids and daily stuff because that's what is fun for me. That's pretty much what, you know, we don't like about it. At least what I don't like about it. Because I like leveling to have some semblance of danger to it. Some way that you could possibly die. We're gonna send you in once again. Okay, you can do it at that range. Good. Thank you. So yeah, when they make it so the dungeons and everything is just so easy that you're basically not doing anything at all. The Michael Bay, they really did. That's a great way of explaining it. They just made everything way too much and not enough actual danger. I think I went through like an entire expansion worth of leveling and never died on one of my characters. It was just steamrolling through everything. And you know, if you're just in it for like the story that you're going through, which most people don't read anyway, because you don't need to read any of the quest dialogue, you just go to where the zany arrow is pointing you. But yeah, it's if you're into like more story and just kind of being along for the ride and just having a nice chill game, then sure, it's, you know, a fun game for that. But for people that, oh, I'm done with tail fins, okay, we can just leave. But for people who actually want some semblance of difficulty that isn't, oh, I need to shave, you know, 2 seconds off my rotation. I need to be able to press all my buttons faster for my, like, 10 abilities that I use over and over in a certain order. You know, it's like, that kind of optimization is not fun to me, so I never got into it. To be fair, that also exists in Classic, in, like, raiding, but I don't do raiding either, so at least I never have. So really, it's not as prevalent here. And additionally, that's what I like about Turtle WoW, is that they've gone kind of the opposite direction from Blizzard. Because Blizzard, even in the first expansion, which was Burning Crusade, hi Dottie. But yeah, in Burning Crusade, they made the game so much easier right off the bat. And I'd always thought that it took longer, like it was maybe around Pandaria that they made everything super easy, or maybe Cataclysm. Where the heck did Barula go? Oh, there you are, okay, hi. Where did she disappear to? Who knows? Alright, we're gonna try to go around all this. Oh, someone's going in there. I hope they're not alone. And or they're high level. They're high level. We'll be fine. But, can I get up here? No. But yeah, they made the game so much easier, even just in the first expansion, because I went into, at one point, yeah, this is full. Let's get rid of the spare parts, because that's going to send us to Booty Bay, and I don't want to do that right now. Then we can finish this, and that gets us enough for these. Okay. Yeah, so then I went into Teldrassil, which is the Night Elf starting area in Burning Crusade, and I remember realizing just like how much easier everything is, because like the items would drop more frequently, the enemies would die much faster, their aggro radiuses seemed smaller. It was just everything was shifted a bit towards being super easy. And the way that Turtle WoW does it is they expand on the content without making anything easier. If anything, the game is harder in the custom portions that they've made. Like if you're doing a dungeon and there's one offshoot to the dungeon that they added on this server, then that offshoot is going to be like 10% more difficult than the rest of the dungeon, which is just great because it goes in the exact opposite direction that Blizzard went with the expansions, and actually makes the game harder and more interesting and challenging. And, you know, especially for group content, making it more challenging is great, because then you have more of like a test to go up against with other people. 9515 behind your name, you don't know why? Ah. Just Ebos. Oh no. Somebody died to a boss in Stormrot Ruins. That's where we're wanting to go. But yeah, whenever you see something like this in the chat, that's a hardcore character dying, which is very unfortunate for them. But yeah, I don't know why they'd put a number designation behind your name. It is a bit weird. Because, you know, you're just Evos. It's like that one... Like that one thing with Hagrid, where it's just like, I'm just Harry. Oh, just Harry. You are a wizard. You know that one? That's you. You're like, I'm just Ebos. It's like, no, Ebos. You're a wizard. You're a 9515. Let's see. There's a lot of enemies around here, and I don't want to fight the Mystic. I mean, we can fight the Mystic. We should probably fight the Mystic. He's completely in our way. Interrupted. And go back here, so they can't Searing Pain us, because that just sounds uncomfortable. I don't know why they just spam a Searing Pain. These guys are just like complete sadists. It's just like, the spell may not do the most damage, but we're just gonna spam out as much pain as we can. Like, that's just rude. Alright, we just need a bunch more of these guys. Have any more clams to open? Nope. Sad. We didn't get any pearls either. Ooh, but I'll get my mount in like 6 levels. That'll be very nice. I mean, it's a long ways away still, but I can dream. I can look for. We're gonna pull both of them, aren't we? No, apparently not. High Priest person. You know, Shadow Priests are very similar to Affliction Warlocks. We have a lot of like pretty much the same abilities. Let's see. There's more guys up here, I think. Yeah. There's a peasant. Should be some farm hands around. I need to kill them all. I don't know how I'm killing ghosts though. That's always been a bit of a mystifying part of it. Oh, now they're coming up here. No, you don't. They're wanting to go up this way. I can go back down to the boat. I assumed they were gonna go around that way and kill those guys, which is why I went the other direction. It's always best just to like try to get out of other people's way, so you're not competing for the same enemies. Unless they're trying to team up, but they should just say that if they are. Because, you know, it's a lot easier to team up with people when they communicate that they're wanting to do that. Alright, let's just outrange this guy a bit so he gets away from the ghosts. Can you stop with the searing pains? I do not appreciate it. There, we got more workers. We still need a lot of these guys. And that guy's just completely blind and deaf. Like, his buddy is getting killed right next to him, and he's just like, work, work. Spider belt. Nice. I don't think that actually helps me at all. 8 int is not bad, though. Who knows, it might sell well in the auction house. That'd be nice. I do need to find more ways to monetize my tailoring on this character. Because, you know, I can make bags, but until I get way higher level, the bags aren't actually worth anything decent. Oh, you're gonna head out, Dottie? Well, hope you have a good day. And congratulations on finishing Kingdom Hearts. It sounds like quite the ordeal. I should play it someday. But, yeah. I'll see you around. And I've already almost been streaming 2 hours. It's another issue with WoW, is it's a very addictive game. You just kind of play it and your brain turns off. And then like 20 hours later, you're just like, oh yeah, I should have breakfast. And it's like midnight. It happens. Happens a lot. Finish Final Fantasy, that's true. I do need to do that. There's still, I think I did up through 4. I still need to do 5 and 6, and then the 27 iterations of the 7th game. Alright, that's about all the workers we can get to for now without cutting through a million mystics. We'll head back this way and get the ones that respawned. You know, people have the weirdest names in these games. You know? Hi, Mystic. Can you, like, not do that? Like, respawn right on top of me? I'd appreciate it. But yeah, you can definitely find people with really weird names. And like, borderline... Not bannable. I don't know what you would call it. 9 through 15. Oh, gosh. That's a lot of games. You know, when they say Final Fantasy, I don't think they know what final means. Because once you get up to Final Fantasy 15, it's like, okay, well, which one actually was the final? I don't know. None of them, I guess. I do wonder, I mean, every game series does end eventually. I wonder what the final Final Fantasy is gonna be. Maybe they're just gonna name it Final Fantasy, but with, like, final being in caps, where they're just like, alright, we're being serious this time. This is the Final Fantasy. But who knows? Maybe it's just gonna be one of those game series that goes on forever. You're gonna have, like, Final Fantasy 35. It's gonna be great, I'm sure. Let's see, another peasant. There are peasants at the estate. I think we need to just focus on killing the farmhands now, right? Yeah, farmhands. Why are you taking so much damage, Brula? It's very rude. So let's just go past the peasants, because we can kill them up there, and we'll have to kill them up there anyway. And let's see. Okay, the farmhands are also around this area. So we'll head up there and clear those out. We just need to be down here for the workers. Why do I have 2 health stones? Wait, when did that happen? Did I get that from the orc guy? I think so. Yeah, and I can't gather any of this, so that's unfortunate. Now we need to kill the demons. We need to kill the lady. That's actually a tough one, because I think there's like 3 enemies. Finally, no more fantasy. Just final. Yeah, I think that enemy is real tough. So we're gonna need to be careful about that. Let's try to like skirt around all these enemies we don't need to kill. I could have just gone over there. That probably would have been a lot clearer to head to, but it's fine. Alright. 4 more. How do you have a ghost pitchfork? Like, I don't know. I understand with like a lot of ghosts, they wear like what they wore in life and stuff like that. That's kind of, it's part of their identity. It's part of like what and who they are enough that the clothing would transfer to the afterlife with them. But why the pitchfork? Like, I know you're a farmhand, but did he like die and was buried with that pitchfork and it just came along with him? It's his beloved, you know, pitchfork passed down for generations in his family. Especially, how did he hit me with the ghost pitchfork? How do ghosts hit me at all? And once again, how do I kill them? Like, it don't make no sense. Thunder armor. I wear cloth. Probably have like negative armor now. I don't know. I have more armor than I thought. That's good. Okay, farmhands are done. We just run up here, kill some peasants. And that's that quest done. We need to do these as well. Beloved Bessie pitchfork. Yes. It is... I mean, I could see being very connected to a pitchfork, I suppose. Out of all the tools out there, I could see it being a very emotionally entangling item, you know? You do whatever you do with pitchforks with it, and I honestly don't even know what you do with pitchforks. I know you can, like, what, shovel hay or something? I've never worked on a farm. I don't know these things. Because, yeah, when I was in a vet class and we had to take care of a horse. But with that, we used brooms to like sweep out the hay and stuff from its stall. What do you call it? There's like a specific word for the little like enclosure, the little room that the horse stays in. I can't remember what the name of it is. So yeah, we didn't use pitchforks for it, sadly. Nor did we have torches, so you know, we're not well on our way at all for setting up for an angry mob, which is unfortunate. It's a nice little house they got here. I would totally live here. Just out in the countryside, the top of a hill, a nice little estate filled with ghosts. You know, I'd be able to pay for the rent of the place by killing all the ghosts and taking their lunch money. See? 52 copper on that guy. I'm practically rich. Let's see, I do have almost 40 gold, which is really good at this level for someone who doesn't need to buy a mount. Because, yeah, normally at level 40, that's the word I'm looking for. At level 40, you have to buy a mount, or most people want to buy a mount at level 40. And that costs usually around 100 gold. And that's, needless to say, that's a lot of money. So you at this point, if I was any other class, I would be kind of hurting on money, because then I would only have 6 levels to build up another like 60 gold, which yeesh. I could always just get gold from my other character though. That wouldn't be a problem.
Be careful.
The good thing about having a high level alt is you can just send money and bags and stuff down to them. But yeah, Warlocks get their mount for free, luckily at level 40. That makes life a lot easier. Fade leaf. Still can't grab it. Okay, so we need to go up here and do the sell key. We need to go down here and do those. There's so much to get done. That is the nice thing about these, like, modded areas that Turtle WoW put in, is that they make them rather high quest density, you know? So, the place isn't all that big, but it is very... Am I on this quest? No. It's very full of quests and stuff. Oversized environment is a bit of a turn-off from you. Really? I mean, it makes sense. Oh, and especially in Star Trek Online. Oh my gosh. That place is just huge for no good reason. And I can never figure out where to go and what to do in Star Trek Online. Here, at least, as I was saying, like, certain areas have a lot of space and few quests, but areas like this one have not a lot of space and many, many, many quests, which is quite nice. Okay, I think people already killed the stuff in here, which means they're going to respawn eventually, but that's fine. Oh, they're still down here, I think. Hello. Oh, it's the maid, not mage, the priest.
Go with honor.
All right, so we need the cell key, which I think is from upstairs. If I remember correctly, we're probably just gonna be following them up here because I think they did the same thing. Hello. I'm not gonna try to like steal the thing from them because they were here first. I'll let them go first. I'll just wait for a respawn. Oh goodness. Okay. No, man. You're good. Get him. Oh, they're also almost out of mana. That's probably why they were trying to run. I might want to take a page out of their booklet and get on out. Alright, come along. Yeah, I think they respawned on top of us while we were in the main room, and that caused us to have 3 on us instead of 2. I can handle 2. 2 drain-lifing acolytes, but 3... not really. You know? That's a little bit much.
Now what?
Come along, Brula. Let's go and show these orcs what for. Come along, priest. You are my second demon now, which I think is heresy because you're a priest. You can just drain life me through the wall. Fine. Whatever you say, Mr. Acolyte Man.
I'm not touching you. There. Now you're
That's
hot
it.
and
Double drain life. You want to drain my life? I'll drain it right back. Don't play these games with me, Acolyte. I will win. I am built for draining. In a not innuendous way. Alright, so how do we pull these guys out in a way that doesn't... Where is he going? I don't know. I'm gonna try to pull these guys slow-like from down the stairs. Because obviously running up there aggroes everybody. On line of sight, he's right there. There we go. Okay. Now we see who that pulls. Run if necessary. Looks like it's just him. Alright. Man, but that drain life through the wall is brutal. Alright, that's one down. Got some more in that room. Okay, but now they have mana to work with. We'll work together and break our way into there. I think the jailer is in there. We'll let him have it. Is the jailer in there? Or is this... Yeah, jailer's in there. Okay. I'll take the raider. Oh. How nice of them. They're inviting us to a group so we can share in the bounty. Why, thank you, my good man. There we go. Resisted. Rude. Get our health back here. Also, who's this random third guy? He's all the way halfway across the world. I don't know what he's doing.
Light bless you. Well met. Be careful.
Oh gosh. It's Captain Tess. Now, you guys don't know this, but I have a history with a character named Captain Tess. I think it was on this character, actually. I was in a few dungeon runs with that specific character. And it was, oh boy, it was rough because they're like a I don't know if you know this term, but they're like a twink where they stop leveling at a certain point and then get super well geared and just are kind of way above everybody else. I'm just gonna leave the party. I appreciate being in it for the progress there, but not having to wait for the respawn. I like doing my own thing. I'm an introvert at heart. I don't, group with people. But yeah, so this person, Captain Tess, they were just rushing ahead, pulling a bunch of things, acting like the tank when they queued as a DPS. They were like, hello, do you need help? Or are you fine? You're fine. Good evening. You may not be fine. There's 2 against you, but you'll live. So yeah, they basically got me killed like 4 or 5 times in just a couple runs. And there was like a total of 4 or 5 runs that I did with this person in the group. And I was actively trying to avoid them, I wouldn't queue for the dungeon whenever I saw they were in the chat, but anytime I queued, they would pop up because they were pretty much on all the time, just spamming the dungeon, trying to get the best loot at their level. I think they were looking for the necklace, which is like a 0.6% drop rate or something. What is it that I needed in here? Book? Big book, small book. Dumb. They're not exactly dumb. They have a retail mentality in classic WoW, which doesn't work, So they have the mentality of run ahead, pull everything, kill everything in big AoE pile. Everything will be fine. The healer's got us totally. So, and then they don't wait for the healer to get mana. They're just all go, which I guess happens when you've run a dungeon like 20 times looking for an item that isn't dropping. So, to be fair, it's understandable. But at the same time, this character being slow and steady with the challenge here, I lost. That was one of the most XP negative dungeons I've ever done. I lost like 2,000 or 3,000 XP in that dungeon with them.
Let's have some fun.
Even though the dungeon gives a lot of XP. It was like that was the net amount of XP I got to have afterwards. So probably 10,000 or more from doing the dungeon, and I lost like 13,000 from dying. Something like that. It was insanely frustrating because they just kept running ahead, being reckless, doing really stupid things, and I kept paying the price for it because they're not slow and steady. They've turned off their XP. They don't care. One can lose XP. Yeah. So either you play on hardcore mode, and then if your character dies, you lose all your XP because the character's gone, or you can do what I have been doing on all my non-hardcore characters, which is the slow and steady challenge. So, as it says here, you gain 50% less XP from defeating enemies, so whenever you kill an enemy, they give XP. I get 50% less than other people from that. And you lose 5% of your XP to the next level every single time you die. How many enemies did we pull? Only 2? I can do 2. We're just gonna keep ringing around the rosy, this guy. Because I just like absolutely rage baiting the enemy. Oh. He's sat in a spot where I can't rage bait him anymore. Sad. So yeah, I was... Hardcore, is that what Pirate Software got in trouble? Yes. Yeah. So, I mean, that was on official hardcore, so not on Turtle WoW itself, but yeah, it was the hardcore game mode that they were in when he did that whole debacle. Yeah, I love how people that don't even really play WoW or know much about WoW, they know all about Pirate Software. It's such a far-reaching mess up. Let's get down here. I think in here is where we're supposed to be. Helmsman Varix. Let's hope. I honestly don't know. Get over here. Makes sense people would not like that, yeah. Because when their characters died, they lost everything. And those were like level, what, 50-something, 60 characters? Which means that they literally probably put in like over 50 to 100 hours of playtime into that character. And then Pirate Software is just like, look at my mana. What am I supposed to do, man? Look how much mana I have. I'm totally just running. Like, and they're all dead. So, you know, that's why it was such a big deal. It's just like that is a lot of time. To, you know, just lose on one little thing like that. I mean, you can handle it when it's your own mistake that gets you killed, but when it's someone else's mess up or someone else's negligence that gets you killed, it's just infuriating. It's like, how could you? I can't believe you've done this. Oh. Well, someone else is here apparently. I don't have to worry about that. But I was here first. No, great. But they're probably gonna grab the guy. It's probably not that much of a respawn.
Now you're hot and bothered.
Burst this guy down. Gonna try to make sure he's on me. Hope that Brula survives. Thank you. Okay. Now, Brula, you need to regenerate quick like. Where's this? Put this here. Send you in.
So good.
Assist. That's not a good start to the fight. I'm gonna put all my dots on you because screw you, that's why, Mr. Helmsman. You get the special treatment of utter destruction. I'm grabbing the grave moth. Hi.
Let's get this party started.
Let's bring you down here, actually, just in case more things spawn up there. Attack him. Thank you. Man, but yeah, I've played quite a bit of hardcore as well. Quite a few characters. The only one that's ever gotten super high level was the hunter I showed off at the start of the stream. Why are there so many enemies in here? I'm gonna go through this way because he's keeping it clear, because they're just hi, Pally Man. They just have some insane spawn rates down there, I guess. Get stared. Loser. Don't come closer, Custodian. No. Why you gotta be like that, Custodian? Come on. Be reasonable here. Just stay over there and I'll get to you in a minute. Come on. Just cutting in line. Alright, let me just do some of these. So I have some mana in case we get attacked somewhere else around here. Man, the respawn rate is insane down there. I mean, I guess they're undead, it would make sense. But still. Let's see, we gotta get the doll. We gotta get that. To the darkest places. Isn't that elite? Is it elite? Yep. Fun. So we'll need to team up with someone for that one. I mean, in theory, Warlocks can pretty readily kill elite mobs, but that takes a lot of skill. And skill on a Warlock is something that I do not have. Warlock is like one of the classes that I don't play very often. Why is this guy just spamming the Scythe Evolution? Who knows? I guess he's very excited that he either found it or someone linked it in chat and he's just really happy to spam the link because he thinks it's funny. Who knows? We are going to break in here first, though, just to kill the slimes and get that quest done. Because I need some more space in my quest log. And I think this leads to maybe... No, it doesn't lead to a quest in there. I thought it might, but on second thought, it does not. Because that quest it's turned into the same person, but it's a different, it's like an individual quest that has its own trigger for it. You stop with whatever you're doing, it's doing a lot of damage to Brula. And I don't appreciate that. You know how expensive it is to resummon her if you kill her? Alright, let's just pull you out, slimy man. No, not first try. I thought I could be super lucky and get the 20% chance first go. But I'm never that lucky. My luck is more like, you know, fail at a 99.8% chance. And then I'm just sitting there, like, dumbstruck as to how that is even, like, statistically possible.
Being bad never feels so good.
Like, yes, 0.2% chance of failure is a chance, but it's so tiny that people don't even really, like, consider it a chance. Alright, we need to go to the Agent Flynn guy over here. Depends on how tough the enemies are. I might just try to do the elite quest in here. I've managed to do a couple elite quests on my own before, but this isn't my warrior. My warrior's much better at soloing elites. In Gilneas, my warrior was able to solo 2 different elite, like, boss type enemies. Ooh, and they were able to solo like 40% of the HP on a dungeon boss. You know, like one of them bosses that you're supposed to have 5 people in there to kill. Because, okay, the full story. So there I was in Uldaman. It's a dungeon in Badlands. And this dungeon is usually decently tough, you know. I've seen a lot of hardcore people die. Oh, there's the doll. Nice. I've seen a lot of hardcore people die in Uldaman. It's not a walk in the park. And so I was running in there. I had gotten invited to the group while they were halfway through the dungeon or so, which kind of sucked. But, you know, it is what it is. And so I was like running in there, you know, because there's a bunch of enemies before the dungeon. And so I was soloing my way in, which wasn't hard. They were like low green level. So they were really easy to beat solo on a warrior that has a bunch of lifesteal. But then I see, oh, they're fighting a boss while it's only 4 of them in there because I'm still outside the dungeon. I guess they just assumed it would be fine. But then I guess the pull went south, and they started dying. And so I'm running in there. I'm going as fast as I can. I'm just like, I need to get there. I need to save these people, because while it isn't hardcore mode, it would still suck if they died. It's like, you know, then I'd have to wait for them to come back, and it'd just be a whole mess, and their gear would get damaged and everything. It's not fun. So I was sprinting in there. I was like, I'm a-coming. But by the time I got there, there was only the hunter left. And he was like almost dead. So I run in, I start trying to fight the boss. The hunter dies because he still had aggro. And then it was just me versus a 40% health boss. It was the Ardent Sentinel or something? What's it called? I can actually look it up here. Uldaman. Was Ancient Stonekeeper? I think it was Ancient Stonekeeper. Yeah, you dropped the Crag Fists when I beat him. And so, Strange Apes, it's very true. But yeah, we went in there, and the boss was 40% health or so. I was, you know, full health because I just got there. And so I just pop all my cooldowns. I'm like, all right, either I'm gonna die with the rest of my group, or I'm going to pull this back for them, and I am going to annihilate this thing. And so I start going about annihilating it, and it was real tough because the thing was, you know, a boss. But my lifesteal just kept keeping me alive. It was just somehow, some way, I was obliterating this guy. And yeah, and I ended up killing it, just barely. I won. And then I had to sit there and wait for the rest of my team to get there because they had all died. So let me see if I can get a peek at this dude. This ring remains. No. Who's the elite guy? There's an elite guy in here. Into the Hornet's Nest. Is that where I am? No, that's the different quest. Do I need to kill you guys? Are you guys gonna be an issue? Oh, you're definitely gonna be an issue. Just kill them. So yeah, it was one of the coolest moments in my dungeoning career, aside from in Wrath of the Lich King, I think it was, somewhere around there. There was a dungeon I was in that I was on my healing paladin named Saint Nick, and he was a dwarf paladin. And he looked like Santa Claus. And, yeah, so I was in there. I was in that dungeon. I was healing people. It was great. And I don't know if it was during... It may have not been during Wrath of the Lich King. It may have been... Oh, you are tanky. Ew, tanky des. Yeah, not sure if we'll be able to beat that guy. But, yeah, I'll try it. I mean, I can do a lot of damage, I can do a lot of healing, he can probably also do a lot of damage, and I'm probably not gonna appreciate how that goes. We're just gonna hope nothing respawns and we can just run. Oh gosh, there's a lot of you guys. Yeah, but he's kind of alone up there, except for some slimes. Wait, can I just talk to the thing? Do I even need to No, I do need to kill the guy. Dang it. I thought I could cheese it. Barula, can you stop dying for 2 seconds? We have things to be doing, Barula. If you can't even beat these ritualists, how am I supposed to beat that monstrosity? I mean, to be fair, these things are just casting a spell that does 1,000,000 damage. You're usually a lot more tanky. Anyway, yeah. So in I think it was a time walking dungeon or something, because it was a lot more recent. It might have been Pandaria that I did this. I don't remember. It's hard to remember when everything happened in the past, especially with all the classic servers and all the private servers I've been on. It's like, who knows when in history something happened anymore. This guy's at a weird angle. You wanna mind flay me? No, I mind flay you. He just spams mind flay. Yeah, that explains why my, you know, succubus was taking so much damage. But yeah, long story short, I was the healer of the dungeon, and I was a pally, and I ended up soloing the final boss because everybody else died because I guess they just weren't geared enough to handle the attacks of the boss. I tried my best. I was healing fine. But then it was just me. Somehow everybody else pulled aggro before I did. And, yeah, so then I was just left there. Alone with the boss. And everyone was cheering me on. They couldn't, like, release spirit until I was dead because the boss was still, like, in combat. And in that portion of the game's history, that's how things worked, is you basically couldn't resurrect until everyone in the party was either dead or the boss was dead. And so everyone was sitting there in chat just like cheering me on in the little party chat down here. They were just like, come on, you got this, healer, get him. And I don't think he had much health left. I think it was only like 10% health, but it was really funny because it's like, I'm not built for dealing with enemies like this, but I did it, and they were very happy about it. Alright, is everyone ready for me to die horribly and painfully? I know I'm not. Let me buff up a bit here. I already have potion down there. Brula, you want some strength? No, you can't have strength. Okay, well, that's all our buffing. I don't carry many potions on this character, evidently. Plan is... Ooh. Plan is don't die. I might not be good at that plan. Let me see here. Is there a rock? There's a rock. There are several rocks that might count as reset spots. But if we die, that's not a big deal. I want this character to stay within this level range, actually. And so dying and... Oh, you took a lot of damage there. Oh, you are taking a lot of damage. Let me first test this out. Does this count as a reset spot? No, it does not. Okay. Okay, but he is running around that way. Oh, and you died just to the damage over time? Oh, wimpy. Okay. Can I out-heal you? No, I cannot. I can kind of out-heal your spells, but not your melee attacks. Are you immune to fears? You're not. If I can fear it, I can kill it. That is the motto of the why do you have joint pulling with slimes? Well, that kind of screws up my entire plan here, doesn't it? Why are you guys running back and forth so much? What is hitting me? Alright, hello. Don't mind me. Just on my way. You know, just casual day at the office, don't you know? La-di-da. Don't mind me. Oh, goodness. Oh, good heavens. Okay, yeah, we're not making it out of that one. Man, we almost did. If he just hadn't pulled or if he had a... First of all, if the slimes hadn't pulled aggro, I totally could have soloed him. Because you can fear him. And if you can fear him, you can kill him. That's how it goes for warlocks. Because you can just chain fear with the dots and you win. So honestly, I want to try that again. And obliterate that guy. But the issue is we pulled some slimes and a ritualist. Because when I feared him, I kind of expected he was on a different... Because how the game works is there are different enemy classes. And those enemy classes generally, like if an enemy either runs in fear because they're low health, or if you fear them with the fear spell, they will run away and are able to do what's called social aggro with other enemies of its type. Now, I think what happened is he social aggroed slimes, which I did not factor in. I didn't think slimes would have counted as his social aggro category. Hi, why are you here? Alright. Stop resisting me. I'm already at a disadvantage here, my man. I don't have my pet. I don't have my nothing. But we're fine. Just keep draining. And we're gonna need to resummon the pet. Okay. Well then. Do we have food? We don't have food. I never carry food. Alright. The water it is. So yes. I think we can totally get that guy, but the fast respawn time in here is really quite worrying. And then we just need to keep him, like, clear that area and then keep him in that region and hope for the best. I mean, I could just do this with someone else. I could just do it off stream, wait until I find a group for it, ask around a bit, and do it that way. That's how most people do it. I was just like, oh yes, I'm going to go in and get him, but we're right next to the entrance. We might as well just leave. I don't want to just die again throwing myself at that guy. Bye. Oh. I see you're in the same situation I was, except you probably killed the guy. Can we get out of here without pulling things? Probably not. Maybe. Maybe we can. Oh, what a pleasant surprise. But yes. I think I'm going to end the stream soon. But I need to turn some stuff in. We can go over here and turn into you. I think over here has like 1 million. Yeah, like 2 quests. 2, 1 million. Same difference. And then I wanted to show off my warrior a little bit. Just because they're really cool and I like the warrior. And then we'll be done. Team play is a better option. Yeah. I usually like soloing things that require teams, usually. Because it you know, makes you feel powerful, you know? I mean, we did a lot of damage to him. I think we did like 20% of his health before we died. And that was while I was, you know, getting obliterated by him and his goons. I need to get off? Alright. Well, hope you had a good time here with the WoW.
Have a good one.
Alright, gave them the doll. And then, I might just Hearthstone. Yeah, I'm gonna Hearthstone so I can manage my inventory. Then I'm gonna come back through and turn in stuff later. And get some more of these quests done. I mean, we got a lot of quests either done or half done. We just haven't turned in a lot of them. Ooh, and we just hit 34, which means we can go train. So let's go do that. Just real quick, see what we get that's new. I also might want to buy the upgrades for my Void Walker, but at the same time, I kind of don't wanna. Because that's a lot of money, and I like saving every penny that I can keep to myself. Yeah, but I can get training later. I just need to remember that I haven't done it yet. Let's log out here, not, you know, waste time anymore. Go jump over to our warrior over here. Now, they're parked in the Barrens right now, because there was a rare that I saw one time while I was running through the Barrens, and I was like, oh, this high-level rare, I need to go get my high-level warrior and deal with that rare. Why do I have mail? Oh. Well, would you look at that? I sent myself a bunch of cloth, apparently. Unless I sent this cloth to someone else, I just haven't played on here in so long that it sent it back. That might be the case. Because this character doesn't have tailoring, so I don't know what they would do with all this cloth. But anyways, we'll grab that real quick because there's a lot of it. And I think I sent this to New Madeira, who's the Warlock we were just playing. And I think I sent it to them because they have tailoring, but I never picked it up from the mailbox. I was using the mailbox as like storage for the Warlock because they couldn't use their they couldn't use the cloth yet. So I was just kind of storing it in the mailbox, and I guess I forgot about it and it got sent back to the warrior. But yeah, that's a few bolts of cloth that you can make out of that. Maybe like 3 or 4. Anyway, I'm just going to run out in the wilderness and kill something. But this character, this is the warrior. Very fun, very nice. You got like Death Wish, which increases your physical damage by 20%, but makes you take more damage. I have Berserker Rage, which regenerates extra rage. Does it? Yeah, when taking damage, so that's useful. You have Blood Rage, which gives you 10 rage at the cost of 20% base health, which is really not that much health at all. And then it regenerates more rage over time. So you have a bunch of different, like, things you can do. And, well, that's a low-level enemy, but, oh, random green. That's nice. But you saw, just out of, like, 3 attacks I did on it, one of them was a crit. And anytime I crit, I get Flurry, which increases my attack speed by 30%. And so it just kind of stacks up. The right-clicking and Q-smashing character, exactly. And when I have rage, I can use Intercept, Obliterate you. I can run over here and do a Whirlwind. That crits too, because crit chance applies to not only melee attacks, but any abilities you use as well. So yeah, that's what this character's all about. Decked out in pretty much all blue things with just tons of strength, agility, and stamina. You know, I have this cool cat that I actually bought with my own money. This character got super rich. As you can see, 176 gold. That's super rich by my standards. I know some people get like thousands and thousands of gold, but I usually don't do that. But yeah, cool character. Has a lot of cool stuff. I like the cat. It's a good mount. I think it's 40% increased riding speed. Very nice. But okay, I'll see you next time, Ebos, and I will end the stream about here, and I will see you guys next time. I'll probably be playing more of this to finish up them Baylor quests. So, yeah. Not much else to say. Have a good day, and goodbye.